I always thought moving into a new place would be exciting. I'd just graduated college, landed my first job, and found a small, affordable apartment on the outskirts of town. It wasn't glamorous, but it had character. Exposed brick walls, a tiny balcony overlooking the street, and oddly, a locked door in the corner of the basement that the previous tenants never explained. I shrugged it off. I didn't need to worry about old locks or mysterious rooms. I was an adult, after all. Or at least I liked to think I was. The first few nights were normal. I'd come home, make dinner, binge a little TV, and go to sleep. But about a week after moving in, things started happening. Little things. My keys wouldn't be where I left them. My coffee mug would be in the sink, even though I never touched it. And sometimes, just sometimes, I could swear I heard footsteps in the hallway when I was home alone. I told myself I was imagining things. Stress? Maybe. Moving is stressful, right? But then it escalated. It was late one night when I was working on my laptop. I live alone, so the apartment was quiet except for the hum of my computer. Suddenly, I felt it. A gaze. Not like someone looking at me from another room, but something colder, more intentional. I spun around. Nothing. Just the apartment, quiet and dark. I tried to shake it off. I closed my laptop, turned off the lights, and went to bed. That's when I heard it clearly. Breathing. Slow, deliberate, coming from somewhere in the apartment. I froze. My bedroom door was closed. My apartment was locked. I live alone. The next morning, I checked the apartment carefully. Nothing seemed out of place, except my laptop was open. And there was a sticky note on it. I see you. I told myself it had to be a prank. Maybe the previous tenant had left some weird note. I laughed it off nervously, but the unease stayed with me all day. A few nights later, I was watching TV when I heard the sound again. A faint, dragging noise coming from the basement. My first thought was the old plumbing, but the sound kept moving, closer and closer, until I realized it was coming from that locked door I'd always ignored. My heart was racing, but curiosity got the better of me. I grabbed a flashlight and went downstairs. The door was still locked, but I could hear faint scratching from behind it. I found an old crowbar in the corner and, hands shaking, forced the lock open. The door creaked, and a cold, musty smell hit me. Inside, nothing. Just an empty room. A few broken shelves and some boxes covered in dust. I felt stupid for expecting something dramatic. So I closed the door and went back upstairs. Or at least I tried. That night, I woke up to the sound of my bedroom door creaking open. My heart nearly stopped. I sat up slowly, trying to convince myself it was the wind. But then I heard it. Soft, almost inaudible footsteps moving across the carpet. I reached for my phone, planning to call 911, when I noticed my closet door was slightly ajar. I don't own a closet that opens by itself. My hands were shaking as I inched closer and froze. Inside the closet, crouched in the shadows, was a man. I don't even know how to describe him. He didn't move when I gasped. He just stared. And the most terrifying part? He didn't speak. He didn't need to. I could feel him analyzing me, watching my every reaction. Before I could scream, he darted toward the basement. My instincts took over. I chased him, screaming for him to stop. I reached the basement just in time to see him slip through that locked door, the one I'd forced open. But when I looked inside, he was gone. I called the police, of course. They came, searched every inch of the apartment, but found nothing. No one. No footprints, no signs of forced entry, nothing. They suggested maybe I was stressed, that I imagined the whole thing. I wanted to believe them, but deep down, I knew I hadn't imagined it. Over the next few weeks, things got worse. I started hearing whispers at night, calling my name. Objects moved on their own. My laptop would turn on by itself, showing pictures of me sleeping, taken from angles that shouldn't even exist. I couldn't leave the apartment. I was terrified of what I might come back to. And then one day, I found a note slipped under my door. Just a single sentence, written in messy, hurried handwriting. You shouldn't have looked in the basement. That's when I realized he had been living there. In the apartment. Not in the living areas. Not in the rooms I could see. But in that hidden room behind the basement door. All this time, he had been watching me, studying me, learning my routine. And I had walked right into his trap. I decided I had to get out. I packed my things quickly, ignoring the sounds of footsteps following me around the apartment. I moved across town, changed my locks, even got a security system installed. But for weeks afterward, I would wake up to small things out of place, and I could swear I saw a shadow in the corner of my new apartment, just for a second. I've tried to tell myself it's over, that it's in the past. But every time I hear a faint creak in the night, my stomach drops. And I can't shake the feeling that he's still out there, somewhere, waiting for me to slip up. I don't know if I'll ever feel safe in a home again. I don't know if he's still in that old apartment, or if he's moved on. But I do know this. Moving into a place that seems perfect can hide horrors you never even imagined. And sometimes, the scariest monsters don't live under your bed or in the shadows. They live in plain sight, watching, waiting, and knowing more about you than you'll ever know about them. So if you ever move into a new place, check the closets, check the basements, and for the love of everything, never ignore the locked door. That's the story. What did you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your reactions. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can catch more juicy stories like this. And hey, if you've got a crazy story of your own, send it my way. I might even read it and share it right here on the channel.